Mike Owens here, and today I'm joined by Justin Tafa, who returns to action UFC 274 in Perth, Australia, facing Parker Porter. Justin, great to sit down and chat. How are things with you today?
Good, bro. Thanks for having me, man. Just finished training. It's 8:30 in the morning here, so it's ready for a feed.
100%. I won't keep you too long. I know breakfast is very important. Unfortunately, we never saw you in action in 2022. I know there was a cancelled fight here or there. Talk to me a little bit about 2022 for Justin Tafa in general.
Yeah, it was a mixed bag of yeah, everything on last year. I had two fights and they were booked. So I had to withdraw. I had some big injuries and I ended up getting surgery on those injuries to be able to finish a camp and be fight ready. So had the whole year off. Um, but at the same time, it was a good year as well. Not maybe not active in the fight, but I had another son and I got to coach my younger brother too for a few fights and travel the world. So man, it could be a lot worse.
100%. Let's talk about the fight at hand. As I mentioned at the top, you're facing Parker Porter. What does he do well as an opponent? Give me your scouting report on him, if you will.
I'm not too sure to be honest. It's I know he comes forward and he brings a lot of forward pressure, which maybe has worked out for him in the past. But it's different when a bull meets a bull. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think his strengths are my strengths as well. So it's gonna be fun, man.
I checked the records. Porter has seven losses on his record, and of five of those seven losses were first round stoppages. So, with that being said, obviously you're an extremely fast starter. How important is getting out in front in the first round and trying to secure that victory in one?
Honestly, I never knew that, but thanks for that. Now, um, man, when I chase the knockouts, I never get them. You know what I mean? I tried to chase it against Vandera and it went against me. This time, man, I'll fight my fight and whatever opens up, I'll take full advantage of it and I'll land a clean show, man. He's going down.
Well, this is what I wanted to ask you because you joined the UFC at 3-0, and it's a bit of a strange one, I think, because I think a lot of fans view you as a veteran in the heavyweight division, but in actuality, you're in single digit fights. So, how much of your UFC career has been learning on the job, if you like?
Bro, my whole career's been learning on the job. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm gonna be one of those guys that I'll have a lot of fights, but it won't truly it won't be the same as someone else that will have the same amount of fights because rarely you see people with three fights coming in and already into like big fights. You know what I mean? So like the record won't tell the true story in some sense, and I'm still learning. Yeah, I'm still learning now, and I um I just can't wait, man. I'm getting better every fight camp, and I'm getting better every fight, and I'm learning more about myself. But at the same time, man, it's like it's like thrilling. You know what I mean? Because it's like not many people get to do what I'm doing.
100%. You've used the word thrilling. You've said that you can't wait. We've got to talk about the location that this fight has taken place. Obviously, in Perth, Australia. How big do you think this event is for the Australia market? Does this feel like does it have a big fight feel in Australia?
I'm not too sure to be honest, because I didn't really I'm not like a real big MMA enthusiast, and I don't throw myself into it because I got a busy life, so I just
Mm.
focus on myself. But man, you can't go past pound for pound one versus pound for pound two. You know what I mean? Like that's massive, man. I don't think that's ever happened. I don't know, but it's gonna be crazy. Australia as well due for it, or this region as well. Australia, New Zealand, they've we've been betting above our, you know, above our average in that, and for such, I don't know, like early MMA countries, man, we're producing champions and producing really top quality fighters, and now we get to showcase it at our own backyard, and fans can actually come and watch instead of having just the diehard 10 or 20 fans go and travel to Vegas or travel to wherever. Like they can actually come and get the full experience and back all the hometown heroes.
How beneficial is the lack of travel? I know there's obviously a little bit of travel getting to Perth, but it's not the same as the trip to Las Vegas. So how beneficial is that lack of travel?
Oh, bro, I can't wait, man. Like jet lag is the worst. And I've had to do America and Abu Dhabi and whatnot, and now I can just there's only a couple hours difference. You know what I mean? Like I can finish this fight and just jump on a plane in a few hours, and I'm back home drinking with my family.
Fantastic. I did want to mention, and I don't want to linger on this point, but the last time you fought in Australia was obviously the debut against De Castro. Obviously didn't go the way that you planned. So with that being said, now returning to your home area, if you like, is any part of this fight righting the wrong of the last time you fought for the UFC in Australia?
Yeah, definitely, man. You nailed it there. I could have taken a few more months off. Well, as soon as I heard that the fight was in Australia, my main point of focus was getting that win back from that debut I had, and yeah, getting that redemption.
100%. You mentioned a little bit earlier of Volkanovski fighting Islam Makhachev. Obviously, I presume you're rooting for Volkanovski, but how likely do you think his chances are going up a weight and trying to become champ against Makhachev?
I think he has a good chance. He's the biggest strength Alex has is his arrogance. Of not like not sticking to the storyline that everyone wants of Islam. Successing Khabib or whatnot. He doesn't believe in all that stuff. He doesn't believe the hype that the world tries to put around him. Man, that's why he shut out Max Holloway all those times. He's got that confidence and arrogance, and I think the same will happen with Islam. Man, Alex, really tough guy. I've trained with him, and like he doesn't scale down the weights for his weight division. He bangs with the big boys, and I'm like, man, that's the edge that he has, and obviously, man, he's such a good fighter, well skilled all rounder. But I really think his speed and his movement around the cage is second to none, man. He's the way he made Korean Zombie look, and that's a very high caliber fighter, and he made him just look plain, man. I've never seen that happen before.
No, 100%. Before we turn the conversation back to yourself, I've obviously got to mention your brother, who'll be making his debut in the UFC Junior. Um, how special is it to have, obviously, to be previously in the UFC, but to then have your brother come in? How special of a moment is this for you as the Tafa gang? I believe you like to refer to yourselves as.
Yeah, man, it's what it's about. Like we started fighting together at the same time, and it's always been a dream of ours, and something we've been working towards. And it's kind of history for us being Samoans and that, and not many brothers can say that they fought on the UFC card, and yeah, it's something we've been working towards, and it's only going to be a matter of time, man. Like I can't wait for the UFC. The skills that my brother possesses, but also his character, man. He can talk some shit. He's the black sheep, so yeah, I can't wait.
So presumably, given you're the established name in the UFC, Junior will make his walk first. So how nervous will you be? Obviously, having to get in preparation for your own fight, but seeing your brother go first. What do you anticipate that moment's going to be like for you?
Man, for myself, I don't know, I'm not too phased about fights. Man, a fight's a fight, but yeah, it's your little brother. You know what I mean? No matter what. whatever big occasion your younger sibling ever goes in, you always have those nerves. But I'm confident in his abilities. Man, he's a good fighter, you know what I mean, and very skillful. And people look at him and he's small and he's just knocking everyone out. And I'm just like, yeah, I train with him, so I'm well aware of his potential.
100%. Well, if we turn the conversation back to yourself for one final question, obviously the primary focus is the win in February. I'm sure that's at the focus of your mind. But what is your essential goals for the next 12 months? Where would you like to be in your career come the 1st of January 2024?
I want to be knocking on the top 15. That's the main thing. I still think, I finished Parker Porter and I still want to get some, not like easier fights, but just more like a trajectory going up, but just not as rushed. I'm still, as you said, still new to the game and need some time to further my skills. And then by the time January comes, hopefully I've fought 3 times and I've performed well and I'm ready to really, we're ready to have a dig and show people how I can bang with the top 15.
Of course, I love it. Well, I look forward to seeing you back in action next month. Thank you for your time. It was a true pleasure to get some of your time. And before we finish, if any sponsors you would like to plug or anything like that, the floor is yours for the last word.
Man, I just want to say thank you for anyone that's watching and supporting. I can't wait to go out there and put on a show as I always do. I go out there and I leave my heart and soul into the cage and shed all the blood just for your guys' entertainment. So make sure you guys tune in to 284 and watch me do my thing.